Welcome into another edition of The Session with Londa and David. My name is David Austin.
What's up, David Austin?
What's up, girl? Shoot.
I'm Londa Sherwood Austin. Welcome back.
I'm excited to be here with you today, Londa, because this is the day after Father's Day edition of The Session with Londa and David, and it's a business program. We focus on three things we're super interested in. What are they, Londa?
Restaurants, real estate, and retail sales. We also talk a lot, though, about like mindset and mental health.
Sure. Well, the reason we do is because mindset and mental health are integral parts of running a successful business. And this is a business program. You know,
Yes.
You said in a training last week, interestingly enough, if you don't know who you are, you can't sell a product effectively. What did you mean by that?
Well, you know, in that particular training, I was talking about knowing your unique value proposition that you bring to the table. You know, if you're in an industry where other people have access to the same resources,
Right.
the same systems,
Yeah.
the same everything, then what makes you different?
Right.
You got to know. You have to know what makes you different.
Everybody needs to understand not only their value,
Right.
but why they need to receive that value.
Right.
If
And you know, it's funny. You make everything okay. That's one of your skill sets. I make sure people know all the details.
Right.
That's one of my skill sets. And that has served us very well over the last few months because in Eastern Washington, in the real estate market, one of the sectors of the market that's really moving is first-time home buyers.
Sure.
And our skill set works perfectly for them because you make everything okay because they're nervous and they're scared and they're unsure and they don't really understand. You make it okay.
And it's very rare that someone who is a lender is someone who's not the scary one in the transaction.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And being that I'm a licensed lender and a licensed realtor, I kind of have a unique perspective, I
Sure.
think. And yeah, I take the stress and throw it away.
Yep. And then I make sure nothing falls through the cracks. No detail is missed. They understand exactly what's happening at every step of the way. And in the end, we get these incredible reviews that say exactly that.
That's right.
So I feel very, very lucky to be doing what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. We're working together at Sherwood Austin Homes. SherwoodAustinHomes.com is where you can get online and see exactly what your home is worth. You can look and see what's happening in the market where we...
You can get a pretty good idea of what
Yeah.
it's worth.
Not exactly.
We can dial it in.
We will dial it in person, right. But you can see what your home is worth approximately.
Yeah.
You can look at houses in the market. You can communicate directly with us from there.
Yep.
It's a super great site, SherwoodAustinHomes.com. And if you're looking for a loan, you can go to DavidAustinLoans.com. And that'll take you to my loan brokerage page.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool deal.
Right. So this show brought to you by Sherwood Austin Homes, David Austin Loans, and Home Coffee.
That's exactly right. Home coffee, it's from home. You'll like home coffee. You've already paid for it. Home coffee, brew it at home and drink it up. Home coffee, brought to you by Bonus Dad.
Aw. Yeah. How was your Father's Day?
Father's Day was awesome, and this is kind of part of the show that I wanted to talk about. Not necessarily the Father's Day part of it, but the weekend of Father's Day.
Let's go.
We took a trip, and you know, it's very important to think about, and we talk about it on the show all the time, preconceived notions and how they impact your sales ability. For instance, if somebody is looking to buy a house, and to me, a $600,000 house is expensive, then anyone who's wanting to buy a $600,000 house is going to feel like I think they're buying way too much house. If I have a preconceived notion that it's expensive, right? Just like if someone wants to buy a trailer on a rented lot, I have a preconceived notion that that's not a good investment tool, and they will know it coming off of me like everything. You know what I mean?
I do. You know, we think that we hide the way that we think, the way that we feel. And some people are better than others at it. But your core beliefs and your beliefs about things and the stories you tell yourself come through to other people. So be very, very cautious about the stories that you tell yourself and challenge your own stories. You know, when I think something, I think, wait, is that true or is it not true? What do I actually know? What are the facts that I actually know?
Sure. Well, here's why this is important and why I wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
The weekend of Father's Day, we went to Portland.
Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Keep it weird.
I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine what Portland looks like to you. Just imagine it right now. Take a second. Let me tell you what my preconceived thought was about Portland in the last 3 years.
Okay.
It is a drug den full of people that don't shave their pits and are homeless, sleeping on the street, and are doing all the legal drugs that they can do in public. That's my preconceived notion. I don't want to go there where there are a bunch of people panhandling for money and all up in my business. And that's what my preconceived notion was about Portland.
Dirty, crowded, homelessness. Yeah.
Crazy. Like they've let go. And now it's a crazy den of ill repute. Right? That's my preconceived notion. Meanwhile, we shoot down to Portland for the weekend, helping Caitlin move into her new apartment. She's my oldest daughter. And we get down there. No such thing.
Yeah.
It's very clean. We're in downtown Portland at the waterfront. We see some tents, right? The homeless people have tents, but they're all really nice tents that I would buy at REI if I was in the market for a tent. I don't know how they got them. I don't know where they came from, but they're nice tents. They're not crappy, broke down, looking like my parents had them in 1974 and we had to use aluminum things to build it. It's not like that now.
No.
The tents were nice. They're what you see when you walk into REI. That's my impression of the homeless shelters that we did see. Now, here's the thing, the curveball that I didn't expect. I see more homeless people in front of Winco in Richland, Washington than I saw in all of Portland.
Yeah, it was pretty wild because when we visited Portland overnight, we were there about 24 hours.
Right.
And we spent the majority of our time downtown. Right downtown
right
Portland.
Where people
Pioneer
are saying
Square,
is the homeless terrible
Park. All of that area. We walked around for hours and hours and hours Friday night. We walked around for hours and hours and hours Saturday. And relatively empty, relatively clean, had no problem at all in any time of it, and just had the best time. And I'll tell you, man, the food was great.
Yeah. Well, thank the Lord that Caitlin was the person who was orchestrating our
She really
outings.
curated such a lovely time for us.
Yes. So we went to a couple really good restaurants. I had never heard of Screen Door. Had you heard of Screen Door
I hadn't heard of
before?
Screen Door, but I'm telling you what, if you're ever in or around Portland, Oregon, you need to go to Screen Door. It is Southern cooking like you want.
It's slap your mama good.
Delicious, incredible. The service was good. The food was good. It's a little crowded in there because, they're doing a big volume, but man, it was delicious. The only thing I didn't like about it is I didn't have room for dessert, and that did make me very, very sad.
And we took food home.
Yeah.
We took leftovers home. Here's what Londa ordered. It was very interesting, actually. She got a side dish plate. It had 3 separate side dishes. You got the mac and cheese. You did baked beans, yes. And what was the last one? Coleslaw, which I wouldn't have gotten.
And it comes with cornbread.
Right.
So for me, it was a dream plate because it was 4 different items. I got to taste, and that was good.
I got the fried chicken dinner.
It was all the stuff I never eat, right? I usually don't eat cornbread, mac and cheese, and baked beans.
Right. Yeah, it was really good home cooking. The collard greens were okay. They weren't great.
Yeah,
I've had way better.
Yeah.
They were a little bitter for me. I don't know why they were so bitter,
They weren't awesome, but who cares?
But
the rest of it was...
They were okay, though. I ate probably half of it. And then the chicken spectacular, and boneless. I had a boneless thigh deep fried, and I had a boneless breast deep fried.
Yeah.
Delightful.
They explained to us that they do too much volume to have bone-in products because they just take too long to cook.
Yeah, that's not real. Kentucky Fried Chicken, all bone-in.
I understand, but they use pressure cookers at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
For only the original recipe, they use open fryers for the other stuff.
Okay, but they cook... Okay, calm down. They cook them ahead of time and put them under warmers at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, they cook them to order too.
And at this place, okay, you're thinking way back in the day, but at this place, it's by order. So it made sense to me because I've cooked bone in and I've cooked bone out. And bone in takes longer to cook.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're cooking them from frozen or from fresh. Because if you cook it from fresh, it's not as hard a process. Do you know what I mean? Kentucky Fried Chicken isn't cooking frozen chicken thighs and frozen chicken legs.
To be fair, this is not Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's true.
This is a whole different experience.
Yeah. But
the argument made sense to me.
It didn't make sense to me.
Because I have cooked chicken.
If you're cooking chicken from frozen, it for sure is a big deal.
Okay.
For sure.
Sure.
These industrial fryers heat up pretty quick.
Yeah. Who's to say they have one in the... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Whatever the case, it was lovely.
When
food
all
was
you...
great.
I think what I'm saying is when all you do is chicken, which is kind of what KFC is known for.
Right.
Then they probably have specialty equipment that maybe Screen Door, that's doing a big variety of things, don't have.
I gotcha.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm certain that Kentucky Fried Chicken has really good fryers, right?
Sure.
And you would want that if you have a chicken restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that to say, Screen Door
really
was
good.
Super good.
Yeah.
Then we went to a rooftop bar, the name of which I do not remember, but
delightful.
A beautiful view of the city.
It was in a hotel that had a P for the logo. The P. I don't know what that stood
for. Beautiful city at night. I mean, the lights and the bridges and everything was just gorgeous. And then the next day we went to brunch. We didn't just eat. We walked and we walked. We walked about 8 miles over Friday night and Saturday.
Right.
So, but we had brunch somewhere. I don't remember the name of it. Delicious, bottomless mimosas.
Yep.
Was terrific.
Had a pub in the name. I don't know what it was.
I don't
Something
know.
pub. I don't know.
It was great. I apologize for not knowing though, because you know.
You don't need to apologize. They're not going to see us again soon.
No, but I feel bad that we can't recommend it. I'll tell you what, if you know Caitlin Austin, reach out to her. She can
recommend it.
Because she keeps a note. Okay, so recently, actually, somebody did ask us hey, does Caitlin know we're going to Portland? Does Caitlin know any great places to eat? You texted her, and that fast, she texted you back a pretty extensive list.
Correct.
And I thought she's got to keep a note in her notes app. And she said, oh yeah, she does. She keeps a note about all the great places to eat.
Yes. And every time she goes to one and likes it, she adds it to the note. And she's categorized it. So you can ask by genre,
Yeah.
Do I want Italian food? Oh yeah, let me go through Italian. Italian. You want sports bar feel? Okay, sports bar. Right there.
Yeah.
Really cool.
We went to Powell's. Of course, it's you have to.
It's a city block sized bookstore.
Multi-story full city block bookstore, new and used. I love it. I love it. If nothing else, the smell of it's fantastic.
Yeah, they were turning some volume too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There were lines. Their queue area. It was like I was at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've got a system that works. We went to Buffalo Exchange, which if you know anything about that area, you probably know what that is. It's a thrift store that's right across the street from Powell's.
Sure.
And I was really disappointed. I do love thrifting, especially it's a clothing thrift store.
Sure.
And I love that, which is why we went, right? Caitlin knew that too. And so it was really fun, but they are smoking crack. Their prices are ridiculous. I mean, I could have done a TikTok exposing them because here's a pair of pants, $24, and you show the tag and it's a Target brand. Come on.
Like Morona.
Yeah. A New Day.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of Zara, which is just cheap, fast fashion.
I gotcha.
For crazy prices.
Yeah, Caitlin got a really cute little dress for like $15, and I only know how much it cost because I paid for it.
Yeah, you treated her.
I did. My little kid. You know, we're there to help her hang up her pictures and her art and her mirrors in her apartment.
Yeah, it was very cute that you got to do some dad stuff for her.
I love that. I love it that she still asks me to do it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yep. And then last night I exposed my deep, dark secret that homemade pizza dough takes 5 minutes to make.
I am so outraged. I mean, furious.
I'm pretty sure I had David convinced homemade pizza dough was like...
We can't possibly do pizza. It's so hard. Oh my God, no, David. I don't even understand why you would ask me to do that. That's so selfish of you.
I never said any of that, but...
First, I have to break the wheat from the chaff, and then I have to make it into flour. I bake it. It takes me all day. I do it by the river. It's a whole thing. It took her about 17 minutes start to finish.
Oh, no, it didn't even take that long.
No, from the time you got up from the couch and had me pause the thing.
Let me tell you, I know this actually for a fact because I was mortified that you now know my secret. From the time I got up and said, I'm going to make homemade pizza dough to have, and I divide it and put it in the freezer so that, you know, during the week or whatever, we can have it whenever we want it over the next couple weeks.
Right.
From the time I got up and said, I'm going to make it to the time that it was done, divided in the bags, in the freezer, 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
I don't know how we could possibly do it, David. Now, if you were willing to go down to Winco, you could get the pre-made crusts that are just dough. They're doughs. You get the doughs, and then I do it there that way.
So that's my deep, dark secret that's now out.
I hope it's good.
It'll be great.
I can't wait to see. We should do that tonight because I know you're going to be here on your feet painting in the office.
I am. Yeah.
So when we're all done, I should butcher the pizza. I should just have it going while you're here.
Well, don't you have a birthday celebration today?
Oh, I do. Yeah, that's coming up.
You have like leftover birthday celebrations that are still going on this week.
I've got birthday drinks with friends today. I've got birthday lunch with my office on Thursday. And they let me pick the place. Guess where I picked?
Outback.
The steakhouse from the land down under, of course. Good eye.
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of all over the place today with this, but I'm loving it. I just feel like we're catching up.
Well, I feel like we've been going so busy. This is the first time we've had a chance to sit down and just talk about nothing.
And so welcome to our catch-up conversation. Yeah. I will say this, you know, we traveled about every 6 weeks for almost 3 years.
Right.
And not because we're privileged, so save your comments, because we worked hard and we made it a priority.
That's correct.
To do that. And so, but we have been on the ground in one place building Sherwood Austin homes for the last 9 months and haven't gone anywhere unless it was a business trip.
Right.
And so I think we deserved an overnight away. The resort was a debacle, though.
Straight trash.
Go.
Well, so we have a timeshare through Wyndham, which I think is probably our best investment that we've ever made.
You guys, listen, in my defense, it was my post-divorce anger purchase. Yeah. Everybody's got one. Not everybody makes this kind of investment in it, and it is, don't ever buy a timeshare. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just buy points off eBay or whatever. You can get them for pennies on the dollar.
Sure.
It is not worth it to have one. But here we are. We are with it.
So anyway, we went to our grossly overpriced Portland Wyndham property and booked it. I don't know how many points we used, but a lot.
52,000.
52,000 points. That'll be relevant in the end here. But for now,
2 nights.
52,000 points for 2 nights. We couldn't go to night 1. Why, you may ask? Well, because we had a deal we needed to put together here at Sherwood Austin
It'd work.
Homes. So we stayed to put the deal together.
And we met with a new client the next morning.
That's exactly right. So we got that done. We put it together. We now have an offer out for that particular client.
Yeah.
But that's not part of the story. So we get down there. We missed a day, but we had a 2-day reservation. So we called them and said, hey, don't cancel our stuff. We'll be there tomorrow. We're not going to be there tonight. Okay, fine, great. So we get there. 52,000 points to reserve this room.
So 26,000 a night.
Right. So we get there and, we're pretty stoked because we've never tried this particular resort in Portland and it's relatively new. So we thought this is going to be great.
And we have another trip coming up in October in Portland. And it was really expensive to book those dates, but I booked them out anyway, ahead of time, thinking, well, we'll check it out now. If it's awesome, great, we'll stay there. If it's not, we'll cancel.
And that was 200,000 points.
234,000.
Yeah, there you go. Now, 52,000, 234,000. Just file that away. Okay, file it away. So we get up to our room. Everything's great so far. The person at the front desk was very helpful. They were
Zoe B.
courteous, kind, and quick, and that was great. Then the people
courteous, kind, quick, and queer.
Then the
proudly.
people
I don't say that as that proudly displayed,
which is
pins.
Fine. That's right.
It was very fun.
Fun. They them on her pin.
Hot pink hair.
On their pin. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to do that.
No, it's not. You've got it.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So then we go over to the sales people. The sales side where they're like, welcome back in. We'd love to go have
whatever.
An
get up to the room.
We'd love to have an update scheduled for you. And Londa's like, I'm not doing that. You could suck it.
No, I don't get that mean, but
she's very direct. That's what I'm saying. Very, very direct. So this girl that's showing us around, very happy, very, very friendly, very amiable, does not let us get on the elevator. Keeps us hostage on the bottom floor of the hotel.
Yeah,
while
but
she's
everybody
showing
knows
us.
that. Get up to the room. Though.
Everybody doesn't know that. I'm painting the full picture.
Right.
You don't tell Van Gogh, put your brushes down. I've seen enough sunflowers. Anyway, she shows us every amenity in the entire facility between the front desk and the elevator. Then she takes us past the elevator, doesn't let us get on, and shows us the kitchen where they make their coffees and all the things. We go up to our room finally.
We get in the elevator, the door shuts, and I said, just let me get to my fucking room.
Yeah. So we get up to our room, right? Pretty nice looking facility. Very excited about this. We go into our room. We walk in. No bed. It's got a fold down Murphy bed. Fold down. Fold down,
fold out.
And I'm looking at this thing, which they've turned down for the night, to make it fancy, good presentation. It's so, I think, infrequently used. The thing doesn't even touch the ground all the way because there's no person on it. So when you get on it, then it touches the ground. And it feels like you're camping. It's a campground style.
It felt like if you took our RV mattress and married it to an air mattress and they had a baby.
Right.
That would be the mattress.
And put it on a fold-out couch.
Put it on a fold-out.
So I'm like, I lay down because I find this dubious at best. I lay down. No.
Actually, what you said is this uncomfortable or am I crazy?
Right. No, it's terrible. And Alonda's like, I don't think you're crazy. If you're uncomfortable, you should go say something. And I'm like, yes. So I go on down.
Because he can charm anybody.
That's right. And I go on up to good old Zoe B. And I'm like, hey, I can't wait to tell you about my experience. And she's looking at me quizzically. They are looking at me quizzically. And I go, yeah, I think maybe there's something wrong with me. She says, what do you mean? I said, well, I sat down on the bed, the fold-out bed. I don't know what it's called, a trundle bed. She said, Murphy bed. And I said, yeah. I wanted her to say it out loud so she'd know it's not a real bed. And I said, I didn't drive my RV down here because I don't want to go camping. I don't want to be in a RV bed. Do you have a room with a real bed? I'd like to sleep in a real bed. And she's like, let me see if we have any of our 1 bedroom.
Old Zoe B gets to work.
Or 2 bedroom. And then she says this, you're not crazy. Everybody complains. Okay. Now I know. Okay. I saw behind the curtain. Everybody complains. Great. Don't ever book a studio at the Wyndham in Portland. Note
Waterfront.
to self. Don't do it. Okay. So she then says, you know what? If you guys would have come yesterday, I could have moved you into a 1 bedroom, which has real beds in it. But all the studios have this same thing. And I got to tell you, we are getting complaints every single day that we are passing on to the board. And they got these beds against our wishes because they thought it would be kitschy and fun.
So interestingly enough, I did a little bit of back research after we got back and found out that particular property only has 75 rooms that are for the resort. 50 of them are for Worldmark. 25 rooms are for Wyndham. The rest of the hotel, other people can book directly.
So we could have booked a real hotel room there? Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, needless to say,
Rage.
Straight trash.
Yeah.
And then they said she brought the manager over to see if she could help. And the manager goes, we could send maintenance up there and put some plywood down.
The fuck?
No. So clearly this is a problem. They know about it, or they wouldn't have sheets of plywood laying around to do that.
Right.
And then number 2, if that doesn't work, because the fold-out bed's uncomfortable with the crossbar. If that doesn't work, we can put another mattress on there or a mattress topper. The only problem is the mattress toppers are for king size, and those are queens, and blah, 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 blah.
I mean, one debacle after another. I mean, it was silly.
So we went upstairs, got our stuff, and checked out.
We left.
So 4,000 points we set on fire.
Right down the crapper.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of that, if you're not familiar with the nightmare that is timeshare, we have 405,000 points total. And so that's a silver membership. It used to be gold. They restructured about a year after so the first year I bought it, they upgraded me to platinum for 1 year. And then I was gold for 1 year. The third year, they restructured the system. Oh, you're not gold anymore. You're now silver. Okay, just like that. Okay, whatever. So anyway, yeah, so 405,000 points per year is what we get.
Right.
No, they don't roll over. You use them or lose them. Anyway, so 50,000 points is a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Chunk.
So get this. The October trip we had planned, I mentioned earlier, minimum 4-night booking. I only need 1 night, but minimum 4-night, 234,000 points. So when we got home, I immediately canceled that.
Because they suck.
So we got a different hotel. It was great. The Zag.
Hotel Zags.
Yeah, that was great. I think next time we're going to try Kex.
Yes.
It's right across the street from Caitlin's apartment, which is awesome.
Right.
Her apartment's incredible.
Yes.
What an incredible facility.
Yes.
Anyway, but here's what is great. This is what happened last night. I need to cancel that reservation. Cancel. Then I start kind of dinking around. I said, what do you want to do for a 5-year anniversary? I mean, we could take 234,000 points. We could go to Hawaii or something. So we start looking at Hawaii. We booked a room for 6 nights.
A presidential suite.
Which is like a grade up. 15,000 points a night.
Right. And we're going for a week.
110,000 points, 6 nights. Then, so we booked it for our anniversary trip this year. Yeah. And got onto Google Flights and found dirt dog cheap flights round trip.
It's cheaper for the 2 of us to fly to Honolulu, Hawaii, than for me by myself to go to Louisiana. Mm-hmm. That is insane.
Well, it's cheaper for the 2 of us to fly to Honolulu in September for our anniversary than for me to singularly get a ticket to Wisconsin to see the kids.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And F those Ds. We don't need to see them.
I do need to see them. I am going to go before the summer is over.
I want to go too, though, so you can't go by yourself. We're going together to see them.
And that's fine. We just need you to go to SherwoodAustinHomes.com.
Literally.
And buy another house or 2.
or davidaustinloans.com.
There you go.
David Austin Loans, and you can apply for a new home loan today.
There you go.
At davidaustinloans.com.
So I'll leave you with this. We've kind of bounced all over the place, and it's been a fun episode for me today, but I will leave you with this. We tell ourselves stories to make sense of the world around us, and that's okay. Our brains are wired to do it. But question the stories you tell yourself, because I thought Portland was a skag dump.
I thought it was too.
It was so wonderful.
Let me tell you the experience for me. Very similar to going to Austin, Texas, except 1/80th the homelessness problem.
Yeah.
Homelessness is on display in Austin, Texas.
At least it was 4 years ago, the last time we were there.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing with it now. But yeah, I would say, especially if you're in the Pacific Northwest, man, don't hesitate to do a weekend in Portland. The hotels are cheap, by the way.
Cheap, dirt cheap, because people believe it's a cesspool. So they're cheap.
Yeah. We found them for like $109 a night. Really nice ones, all up to, I think ours, the one we ended up with, because it was last minute, 160
plus fees. It was $189 a night after all the fees and taxes.
And you know what? Well worth it. Take my money. We got a great night's sleep. They had fluffy robes. We had a marvelous time.
We sure did. And I got to tell you, spending time with you in a new locale and seeing you in a hotel robe, delightful.
Well, let's go.
What a pleasant treat. And I can't wait to take you to our timeshare in Hawaii. And by take you, I mean be your guest, because you're taking me.
Exactly.
Because you booked it and bought the plane tickets. So
I did.
That's how I roll.
What a marvelous time it's been with you today.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. In all seriousness, don't allow preconceived notions to negatively impact your experience.
Yep.
If you're looking for what's bad, you're probably going to find it. So look for what's good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We were looking for fun and looking for what was good in Portland, and who knew? Even though we thought it was going to be dirty, turned out spectacular.
Yep.
And that's just the way it goes.
You need to know how to parallel park.
Yeah, I got a little frustrated parallel parking with people piling up behind me.
Somebody got a little triggered.
I was ready to set somebody's car on fire. That's neither here nor there. This has been the session with Londa and David. For Londa Joanne Sherwood Austin, the prettiest girl I've ever seen, my name's David Austin. We'll see you next week.